number 4 together. Water is pumped into an underground tank at the constant rate of 8 gallons per minute, and then water leaks out from the tank this many gallons per minute from 0 to 120 minutes. And when t is equal to 0, the tank contains 30 gallons of water. All right, so that's the beginning point. So let's look at the first one. A, how many gallons of water leaked out from 0 to 3 minutes? So then basically it means I'm looking at, I'm just simply looking at how much it is leaking out. So then what I can say is integral from 0 to 3 of square root of t plus 1 dt. That's the expression that I have to calculate. Now imagine this one is in fact equal to t plus 1 to the 1/2 power. And yes, I could use u substitution here as u as in t plus 1, but since coefficient of t equals 1, I can easily integrate this one as it is. So I get 2/3 because exponent becomes 3 over 2. I have to multiply by the reciprocal. And then t plus 1 of 3 over 2 power starting from 0 through 3. So when I plug in 3, what do I end up getting? I'll be getting 4 minus 4, and then when you take the square root of it, it becomes 2 to the 3 power becomes 8. So we get 16 over 3. Minus, when you plug in 0, this one simply becomes 1, so we get 2 over 3, so we get 14 over 3. 14 over 3 is, or 14 over 3 gallons is basically what we end up getting. Part B. How many gallons of water are in the tank at time t is equal to 3? So when you look at it, it started with 30 gallons. So starting from 30, I'm going from 0 through what? 3. How much of water came in? 8. But how much water leaked out? By that much. So that's what I have to calculate then. In this case, what do you realize then? First one is 30, and then plus 0 through 3 of 8 dt, that's one thing, minus 0 through 3 of square root of t plus 1 dt. Now you can see that in the beginning I have 30 here. What is this one equal to? This 8t, and multiply, plugging in 3 and then 0, so you get 24. Now the last one, we calculated that already, minus 14 over 3. So then I can just imagine it'll be 90 over 3 plus 72 over 3 minus 14 over 3. So what do we end up getting? 162, so 148 over 3 gallons. All right, write an expression for A, total number of gallons. So we kind of already did it in part B. So they want us to just write down the expression. Then C here, amount of water in the tank would have been equal to 30 was already there, so plus 0 through t, 8 minus square root of t plus 1 dt. That will get you how much of water is in the tank at each point. Now, they want you to look at what time t is the amount of water in the tank maximum. So that means what we want to do is we want to check the endpoint, which is t equals 0 and then 120. And then this is the amount. And the second thing is we need to figure out the any critical point. So then what is A prime? A prime is in fact equal to 8 minus square root of t plus 1. This one has to be equal to 0. So then we get to realize that 8 must be equal to square root of t plus 1. Then t plus 1 must be equal to 64. So you get t is equal to 63. So we get to realize that 63 was the another value. When T was equal to 0, we realized the amount of water that there was equal to 30. Let's look at 63 and the 120. If you remember, 30